Okay, back on the 45 horse here. So I'm going to go through the carburetors, take them off and clean them and put them back on. So we'll maybe I can get this thing to run in gear because that's what I'm having an issue with. It'll idle okay, but I'm not getting any adjustment on the lower carburetor on the air mixture screw. So I think that these carburetors need to be gone through and cleaned and then readjusted. So that's next. So stay tuned. Okay, just to show you, I had two nuts to get off. This nut was rounded off. I had to use a chisel and a hammer to split it to get it to come off, to loosen it. I had to pull off the water pump, also to get to the bottom two nuts, and also the starter had to come off, and of course this front bracket. The hardest bolt I thought was going to be this back one, but it actually wasn't so bad. It was this one up here that was rounded. Somebody had tightened it so tight and rounded that nut. And I didn't know if I was going to get it off there without damaging it, but I had to damage the nut anyway. Might have to get a new nut, but the intake gaskets don't look too bad, but we'll probably put new ones on with the kit, and we'll go from there, make sure they're nice and clean. And of course here are the carburetors. And of course they do look dirty on the outside. They got some crap all over them. Anyway, we'll get them cleaned up. I got to get them apart first. Well, the first steps are going to be probably to get this plastic off of here and take off the hoses. They've got clear hoses on them, and I did see some air bubbles going through while it was running. It was up air bubbles I was getting in here, so I'm not sure why, but maybe these are leaking. Maybe there's something going on with the pumps. Maybe the diaphragm kits need to be redone. I don't know. We'll see. It's got a fuel pump on it, but I'm not sure. I think these are fuel pumps too. But it's got one main fuel pump, and then I think these act as diaphragm type fuel pumps to feed the intake. So, all right. Well, stay tuned. Okay. This and that little hook is broken off. I don't know if we can even order that piece. That might not even be available. I'll have to look. These are common to both. This is carb number 2. Okay. Spraying that? See, this is the spring. That's what fell off. No, this was the better carb. Yeah, this is to this one, so number 1. That's pretty gunked up too. Okay, it's been overnight soaking probably at least 18 hours, so I'm going to take it out. Again, this is carb number 2, or the bottom carb of the 45 horse, sorry. And yeah, it looks a lot better, at least on the outside. Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to do. I think what I'm going to do is take it into the sink and we'll rinse it with water. So I did with the other one. And get all this chemical off, or whatever this stuff is. And I'll use carb cleaner and then blow it. Okay, so I rinsed this out with hot water. Does look a lot better. And again, this is carburetor number 2. This was the dirtiest one. And I've got some carb cleaner here I'm going to use. Come out with carb cleaner, and I'm going to spray it through all the jets. So stand up. Okay. Okay, we'll get the needle and seat. Or I'm sorry, the air idle adjustment hole is right here. That went right through. I got a jet here I did not want to take out. So you can see it exiting the bottom here. Emulsion tube. Another jet here. Oh, and the needle and seat. This is the seat. Okay, a couple little intake holes here. Okay. Okay, I'll blow that out with some compressed air. Now all I have to do is wait on the gaskets to arrive, and I can reassemble. I don't want to use the same, or the old gaskets here. I'm going to wait for the new gasket sets to come, and we'll put it back together. So in the meantime, I will just I will put the carb number 2 parts back into the carb number 2 bag. And these are the old gaskets, but just in case something doesn't match up or doesn't jive with the new case or the new kits, I will I'll hold on to this. And even the needle and seat, but once they arrive, I can toss those parts away. Don't throw anything away until I'm sure I've got everything correct that I need, just in case of an emergency, or I get a defective part shipped to me or something like that. Sometimes it's okay to use the old parts, but not if you shouldn't if you can't, if you don't have to. Okay, I got the carb kit, gasket kits in today. So we'll be rebuilding the carburetors, or at least reinstalling them on the 45 horse Merc. So this is carburetor number 1. That's interesting. Baffle. That little baffle, that was never even in there. There was supposed to be a baffle in there, and it's missing. Not sure why. That must have been missing before when they opened it up. Didn't realize it. It's not here. Well. Okay, there's 2 washers on this. One goes on the top of here, which is that one. The other replaces this on the screw. You know, the piece that I'm talking about that's missing is the one that was broken in carb number 2. Just for the record here, I want to show what piece I'm talking about. It's this is called a baffle, and I'm not even sure what its purpose is, but it goes into the carburetor and it sits. This had a little broken tab. I just bent the new one on it, so we're going to reuse it. But it just kind of hangs on there like that, and maybe it helps deflect airflow. I don't know, but that's what a baffle usually does. But this one's missing, and you know they're unavailable. You can't find them. I've checked all of the websites, CrowleyMarine.com. I've checked MarineEngine.com. None of them have them. So. I'm going to have to wing it and see how it works. Hopefully it'll work okay. But usually when you've got a design piece missing, things happen. So, well, basically now I just have to put the jets back into this one. We're still working on carburetor number 1. So Yeah, there we are. This is the main mixture screw. I will put that in maybe 1.5 turns from lightly seated. And it's funny, this was the carburetor that was working. Okay, that's lightly seated. That's a half. That's 1 turn. 1.5 out. So that's what I'm going to leave it at. I'm going to leave it at 1.5 out and see what that does. And again, just lightly seated. Anymore. The old ones. Put them back in the bag. Just to see. Not quite see. What, 6 inches, I guess? 6 inches. Yeah, that should do it. 6 inches should be. That should be right. Okay. Clean out the intake mat gaskets and put new ones on. Hopefully, they'll come off fairly easily. I probably could have reused these. I don't know, maybe. But I'm going to put new ones on anyway. It's better to put new ones on. You don't put these on with any kind of sealer either because you don't want anything getting into the intake, any debris. So these go on dry. Okay, now I'm going to install the carburetors. I think I'm going to leave this loose off of here so I can get that bottom nut in on the left. Getting off was easy. This is going to be tough. Put the bottom carb in first. I did the left nut, put that on first, and then the right. So once that's in place, then you can put this back together. Very difficult to get that left nut on there with all this in the way. So this is why I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to hook up my fuel line here. It requires a zip tie, because I don't believe he had a clamp for that. I did find one. We don't want leaks. And these fuel lines don't look like they're in bad shape. These seem pretty flexible. I don't see any cracks. Should be adequate. So let's see. I'll put my nuts back on here. Make sure this is two. Yeah, and that right there is the pulse hole. I wonder if I flip that around if that would work better. I might get a ticket. There it went. Okay, that's tight. Easier to see. That's probably half inch, right? That might be better. That might be better. That's the one. That's the one. Okay, good enough. All right, let's get back together. got the high-speed idle on, and it's pretty level, so. There we go. Pretty hot. Hopefully that will improve. Let's see if I can put it in here without it stalling. Hey, look at that. I'm not going to risk burning this motor up. I'm going to pull it back out. I'm going to drop the lower unit again. I'm going to investigate that pump. Maybe flush this out a little bit if I can. I'll try to flush it again through the, maybe through the P-hole where it connects up into the head. There's definitely, that should not be warm like that. I mean, that's screaming hot, not warm. It's hot. So that definitely needs to, that could very well be that pump housing that I reused. If it is, we'll replace it. Hopefully this will disappear. This problem will go away. So keep watching.